duplication is key, right? That's how we grow our businesses. We have to get fresh eyes on our stuff. We need to be having new conversations every single day in order for our businesses to grow. But once they're into the system, we need to make sure that we're plugging them in correctly so that they can begin to duplicate. And there's a lot to this as you're growing your business, but it's also very, very simple. It's so simple, in fact, that I have 6 steps that I don't deviate from these steps, by the way. At my rank, I would not be Diamond Elite if I deviated from these steps. Okay, the people that I have that seem to be struggling as they are building is there is a break in the system. Okay, now you guys all have uplines that I'm sure are very willing to walk you through steps, but also sometimes you don't have a great upline, right? Or maybe your upline leaves. That was me in my previous company. And so it was really hard. The duplication part, especially here at Trinot, is very, very, very simple, okay? Especially in Legacy Makers, because this is something Tina and I were very passionate about when we came here. We wanted something where the brand new person could win right away and that everybody could duplicate what they were doing. So if you sign up at 9 a.m. and you bring your best friend in at noon, you can plug them into the exact same steps you were plugged into and it duplicates, okay? So this is going to be very simple. And then when it's done, I will, in the thread in our, where I posted this graphic, I'm going to copy and paste my 6 steps for you to copy and paste and keep in your notes, okay? If you're on my personal team, I've probably already sent these to you. If not, please reach out because sometimes, guys, things get missed, right? This is a training that I'm going to do every so often because sometimes people get missed or they get signed up and then people leave. You know what I mean? So this is very simple. So we all know how to sign somebody, right? We kind of know the system. We're utilizing the ATM system. So that means your ad, tagging, and messaging everybody who you are having as a prospect, right? So this is really going to start once you get them into the business. They've signed up. They go, what's next? What's next? So here's what you're going to do first. The very first step is you're going to add them to our team page. Okay? I believe everybody in here is on the Legacy Makers. Is that correct? If you're not, please let me know. I'll just slightly adjust the verbiage. But I think everybody on here is part of Legacy Makers. Okay. So first thing you're going to do, you're going to add them to the Legacy Makers team page. Now, there's 2 ways that you should do this, and you should do both things. First, what you're going to do is, and once I have these sent to you, you can copy and paste the link. But, and I'll pull it up here on my phone. Do you guys see at the top where it says invite? Can you guys see that? That gray button that says invite. First, you're going to click on that, okay? And you're going to search for people. Okay, that's right up at the top. That's right there. Okay, search for people. You're going to plug your friend's name in, your new associate's name in. Now, sometimes they aren't going to pop up for you. That's okay. If you can't get them to pop up, at the very top, it says, oh, sorry, share group. Do you see that at the top with the little arrow? Share group. When you click on that, you can click on Messenger and you can send it to them, okay? So step 1 is we got to get them in Legacy Makers. That's step 1. And here's what you want them to do. As soon as they request to join the group, you say, shoot me a thumbs up. You want to get them to give you an action, okay? Shoot me a thumbs up when you request to join. This is the same system as when you're getting people into the ATM group. I always say, shoot me a thumbs up when you request to join so I can get you tagged. You want them to take an action, okay? Same with this. Shoot me a thumbs up when you get into the Legacy Maker group. Now, we as admins are constantly adding people, okay? So they should not have to wait long. But the other thing you can do is once you add somebody or they say, yep, I requested, message your upline or message me or message Tina or your upline and say, hey, I just added my new associate. Can you make sure she gets in or he gets in? We'll make sure they're immediately added. Okay? And then once they have said, yep, I'm in, then what you're going to do is you're going to go to the featured section. Do you see that little gray button that says featured? Everybody see that? You can also check on your phones right now. Go to Legacy Makers, and right on the top, it's going to say featured. And you don't have to write these down, by the way, because like I said, I mean, you can. I recommend it. But I will also post the steps. You're going to scroll down. You're going to see a variety of posts in the featured section, but you're going to scroll all the way down to where the last one says, it's by Erin Parker. It says start here. And you see Tina right there. Okay. That is our getting started post. You want to tag your person in that getting started post. As soon as you tag them in that getting started post, you're going to go back into Messenger and you're going to be like, hey, Sally, you're in the team page. I just tagged you in the getting started post. There are a couple of links. There's a short video. And you need 2 free apps. Okay, now this is the part that you want to take your time with, okay? Because for a lot of people, this is brand new and they're easily overwhelmed. But I want you to think about this, and I say this to a lot of my new people. It's just like starting a new job. Everything's strange, right? So let's just take our time going through it. I tell people that all the time. Just take your time going through it and let me know when you kind of get through that. Now, I will give people a full day to do this because they need to watch the video. There are links in there, okay, for our team website, our board, our Telegram channel. It gives them some steps, okay? So I just say, take your time going through it, download the 2 free apps, the boards app and the Telegram app. Let me know if you have trouble. Let me know when you get through that. And then give them some time to get through that, okay? I always recommend as well, once they've gotten through that, I don't say anything right away, okay? Give them some time to get through that. After if they're like, yep, okay, I got it, I will always tell them to copy and paste the link for the Look Good, Feel Good and put it in the notes of their phone. That's the one I always make sure that they have available. I've been here 3 years, and that is still how I access it. It's in my notes section. So I go to my notes section, copy paste, put it in Messenger for my prospects. Okay? So that's step 1. We want to add them to the team page, tag them in the getting started post, and then say, let me know when you get through that. Take your time. Don't get too overwhelmed. Okay? Then once that's done, now here's where you have a couple of options. If you have a team chat, you can absolutely add your new person to the team chat. What I will caution you on is adding them to a lot of team chats. In fact, I was just talking to Lori yesterday. I don't add a new person to any chats for the first 30 days. It's just me and them. Now, if you're brand new and you're like, good God, I've been here 10 minutes. I don't know. I need help. Put them in a chat with your upline. Okay? But the less chatter, the better. This is all brand new for that brand new person. Now, every once in a while, you're going to get somebody who's so gung-ho that they're going to fly through all these in about 10 minutes. And you're like, okay. They did not need to be handled with white gloves. They're ready to go. But for most of the people, you're going to need to take time, okay? So I do not add them to team chats right away. Just a 3-way with my upline, okay? We want to keep the chatter down because what do we know? Confused people do nothing. Overwhelmed people do nothing, right? We want to make this as simple as possible. This is already just going to be overwhelming for them just by getting the first few tools set up, okay? So that's the next thing. If you have a small team chat, you're welcome to add them to that, but I absolutely would not add them to any more than that chat. My new people don't get in any chats for the first 30 days. Okay? So that's the second step. Or we skip that step. But for sure, you're going to probably want them in a chat with your upline. You're going to want some help. And the reason is not that you're not capable of moving them through the system, but that creates levels of leadership. It gives them more people to talk to feel like, oh, I have extra help here. If my upline isn't available, I can reach out to this person. It helps create that level of leadership, okay? Step 3. You want them to set up a welcome call with your upline. Okay? Now, I'll be honest, in my organization, I have 2 people doing welcome calls. It took me 9 months to get the welcome call down perfect. It sounds like it's not complicated, and it's really not complicated, but there's definitely a skill to it. And so most everybody, I would say, is probably just going to plug people into their upline, okay? Get the link for your upline's calendar link. If your upline is not doing welcome calls, go higher. Keep moving up the chain because at minimum, I'm doing them and Tina's doing them. I think she only has a couple in her organization doing them as well. Okay. Hold on, I gotta mute some more people. There we go. So you want them to set up a welcome call. That happens day 1. We want them to set it up as soon as possible. So make sure that that happens and then say, let me know when you pick a time. This is also great when you add them to a 3-way chat with your upline because then your upline's there, they're aware, they can work out. Oftentimes I'll say, if you don't see a time that works, just let me know and I'll make a special time. Okay? Because only some of us are doing this full time and are at a level where we can do things that are a little more managerial for the team. Okay? Not that you're not capable. You're 100% capable. But in the beginning, we just want to focus on recruiting, right? So that's step 3. Have them set up a welcome call. The ideal goal is to get them on a welcome call within their first 2 to 3 days of being in the business. Okay? That's going to be the ideal situation. It's okay if that doesn't pan out. Your upline's out of town. There's no available spots. Don't stress. Because the next step, after they set up the welcome call, is to have them start working on the 30 days of social media content. You want your people in action right away. Your new person to get in action right away, and we want it to be simple. So I say, let's start with the first few days of social media content, and let's start getting 10 to 20 people added into the testimony group. Okay, there are scripts that we have in the boards app. If you're not quite sure how to do that, reach out to your upline. We'll help you come up with what's going to sound good and work well. We want them in immediate action. And we want to start establishing the routines right from the get-go that we're ATMing. We're utilizing that group all day, every day. So right from the get-go. That's also how they're going to start to begin to have first wins, is by getting their people. And keep in mind that the brand new person is most likely going to move through their warm market first. That's what everybody does. Some people have really big warm markets. Some people have smaller ones, and that's okay. But they're going to start with their warm market first. So I'll say, can you think of 10 people that if you broke down on the side of the road, got a flat tire at 10 o'clock at night, who could you call? We're going to start with those people. And we're going to ask them to support you by just checking this group out. And we'll come up with a cool script, right? If you don't like one of the ones provided. But that's step 1. Not step 1. That's actually step 4. But okay. So start on the 30 days of social media content. Start getting them ATMing. Okay. Then as they're doing that, again, we're going to be conversing. How did you get through the getting started post? Okay. Do you have any questions about that? They're going to have questions. Okay. That's step 4. Step 5 is set up their launch live. Now your upline is going to set that up with them when they are on their welcome call. I set up mine every single welcome call I have. I don't let them, well, I'm not holding them hostage, but I don't let them get off the call till we've set up a launch live. That's a very important piece of this system of duplication. And there's a couple reasons for that. We do launch lives for 2 reasons. First of all, you want to get the upline in front of the new person's audience with all of the information. Okay? So I always tell people this too. It doesn't matter if you have 2 people watching or 20. It doesn't matter. Now, this was a little bit different when Facebook wasn't erasing our lives, but that's okay. It's going to become a business tool for that new person to utilize for that first full month that they're in. I have them pin it to their profile because as they're opening their storefront and they're posting every day and they're putting things in their stories, people are going to be curious and they're not going to want to maybe ask the question. But they are going to be curious. They are going to be looking. They're going to go to that profile. And if they have a video that's 15 minutes long right at the top, they're going to watch it. Now, if it's 45 minutes, probably not. I got a statistic from Eric when we were at his house this last week where he said a video that's less than 15 minutes or over 2 hours are really the only ones people are going to watch. And I was like, I think that's true. How funny though. A 2 hour video? Ugh, I'm not doing that. But we want to keep it short. Okay, we want to get all the information out. Most of us are doing the pudding demonstration. Again, this is something your upline can do for your new person. If you feel confident, we do have an outline for you to be able to do a live launch with your new person too. But it's a crucial part of the duplication aspect of it. And here's the thing that you want to be thinking about. Every time somebody joins you in business, the minute they sign up, they're thinking, even if it's subconsciously, can I do what they're doing? Can I do what they're doing? So when they see you utilizing your uplines, when they see you utilizing a tool, that increases their motivation and their confidence. I can plug people into a group. I have the same upline. Thank God I can plug people in with them too. It gives them a level of confidence to be able to continue to duplicate in the system. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. So that's step 5 is to set up their launch live. I like to have that done within their first week of the business. Now, again, that doesn't happen all the time, but it is a very important piece. The welcome call and the launch live are what changed my business. I was not doing that prior to January of 23, and I was very stuck. And when Tina and I learned, we spent 6 to 9 months really learning. It changed both of our businesses drastically because it teaches duplication. And then after their live launch, we're going to have them continuing on the 30 days of social media content for their first month. And then that's where the tiny chat's going to be so helpful. So I check in with my brand new people probably every day for the first 30 days. And I'm like, how are you doing? How's the messaging going? Do you have any questions on what to post? We want to create the habit of them learning how to ATM. You want your storefront open. Get a post up, get some stuff in your stories, and let's talk to some new people and get them in the testimony group and tag them in some testimonies. And that is literally to this day all I am doing. ATMing and having new conversations. So it's super simple. It's really simple. That's all you have to do. One of the biggest tips I'll tell you guys is if you plug your people into our team page, they will stay close to the fire. I share everything happening in our teams in our team chats. Separately into the new people team chats. Don't miss this, guys. You have a higher retention rate if you get your new person to Jade in the first 30 days. And if you get them close to the fire, have them showing up for team trainings, for overviews. There is something really exciting about running towards a common goal with a whole lot of people. And they're going to find a whole lot of other people at different stages in the journey too, but probably find a lot that are similar to them and their experiences. And that's what creates retention. It's super simple. And then as they're growing past their first 30 days, once they get past that, then I'll just straight up ask them, do you want to be added to a couple of our chats? I'll ask. Not everybody does, but some really do. As long as they're in the team page. And I always tell them too, turn on your notification for legacy makers and try to check the team page once a day if you're not in any of the other chats, just so you don't miss anything. Now, I know we have different time zones. I know Jill and Allison are in Australia, so theirs is a little bit different time-wise for getting on some of these, but the steps are the same. The steps are all the same. And all of these recordings, or all these trainings are recorded. So even if you access it after, that's okay. So that's going to be the big thing. That's literally it, guys. It's very simple. It's super simple to just follow through the steps. Now, the other thing to keep in mind is not everybody's going to take off. Not everyone's going to set up a welcome call. Not everybody's going to do a launch live. Not everybody's going to learn how TATM, and that's okay. That's okay. It's a numbers game. It's absolutely a numbers game. So don't get hung up on that. You just follow the systems, okay? A couple other things I just want to caution you on that sometimes happens when people start in this business is don't feel like you need to create any of your own stuff. If you really want to, you can. But keep in mind again, your new people are watching you. And if you're creating a whole bunch of brand new things, they're going to be like, they will subconsciously self-sabotage. Because I don't have time for that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to create my own group. I don't want to create all my own graphics. I don't want to do all my own overviews. They will self-sabotage. I have found that because that's what I did in my first company. Okay, Renee, I will. I'll go back over in just a second. So that's the other thing. Just feel free, and I encourage you to just plug into the tools that we already have and just go through the motions with every single person because it absolutely duplicates. And then you can cater what to do as they're growing. I tell people all the time, I will walk with you if you want to walk. I'll jog if you want to jog, and I will run if you want to run. But I'm doing that with every different person in my team. So if the steps are the same for every single person, you can then branch off with the ones that really want to go bananas, but then you're still staying connected with the ones that don't. And that's okay. But that's how you build duplication. And that's how people feel confident bringing other people in because it's so simple. Like, man, I can do that. I can follow a few steps. I was able to do that. I know my friend can do it. I'm bringing my friend in. It's not complicated. Simple can be really hard, especially when you get into this business. We want to overcomplicate things all the time. But simple is best and it duplicates. And I learned that the hard way. I managed myself right out of a team in my previous company. I literally did. So don't do what I did. Okay. So that's really the steps, guys. So real quick, I will go over them and then Allison, I'll answer your question. And if anybody else has some questions, let's absolutely ask. This is, like I said, it's not complicated, but you want to make sure that you're following the steps. So step 1 was added. Yes, Julie, I will. Add them to Legacy Makers team page. Make sure that they get in and then tag them in the getting started post. That's step 1. Step 2, for most people, I would say create a 3-way chat with your upline. I would not add them to a bunch of chats. They don't need to be in any other groups, just the one chat, Legacy Makers team page, because just by getting in the getting started post, they're going to join the mentoring group and look good, feel good. So they're already going to be kind of like, whoa. So nothing else, especially in the beginning. So those are the first 2, and then you have them set up a welcome call, Renee. And those things can all happen in a matter of 20 minutes, honestly. Depends on the person and when they signed up. Sometimes it's 10 o'clock at night, and they're like, I will start that tomorrow. ATM is add, tag, and message. So Julia, that's what we are all doing to grow. That's how I got where I am. That's how I'm growing from where I am. And that's what everybody does is adding people to the testimony group, tagging them in pertinent testimonies, and then messaging them, following up with them. And you might have to follow up with somebody a lot. And we're going to do a training probably tomorrow, maybe Saturday. I have to check my schedule on follow-up, on how to do good follow-up. And what the different kinds of follow-ups that you can do based on the person, based on the conversation, based on what they're interested in. Yes. Hold on, Yolanda. Yes. So Allison, if you have interested persons who choose to be a customer first, when will you follow them up? So I follow up with all my customers at least once a week, especially for the first month. One thing about these products is that they're different for every human. And so there's not a hard and fast rule for a lot of these. There's basics on how to start them, but everybody needs a little tweaking. Also, feel free to use your upline for that as well. But yeah, that's what I do, Allison, because, and here's another thing that I do. That's not part of this training. When somebody has ordered from me twice, we're talking about the business. We're absolutely talking about the business because they can get a discount. I'm a converted customer. Heidi Draper is a converted customer. Alicia Limbo is a converted customer. Lots of our top people are converted customers. So it's super smart to have that conversation with your customers after they've ordered a couple times. Okay, 3 and 4. 3, set up a welcome call with your upline. Get your upline's link, put it in the notes section of your phone so you always have it. If your upline's not doing welcome calls, because there's not a ton of us yet, it's really I typically will have the conversation with my downline when they're a pretty solid sapphire, pushing emerald. That's a good time for them to take on some of their welcome calls, but before that, you really just want to be in high recruitment mode. So you should have somebody in your upline doing welcome calls. If not, for sure, Tina and I are. And you can utilize our calendars, absolutely. And then after the welcome call, then you're going to have them start on 30 days of social media content. That's in the boards app, and have them start ATMing. There's scripts in there in our boards app for them to begin to utilize to get their friends and family into the testimony group and just start showing them what's going on. We're not asking them to buy stuff, and we're not asking them to join our team. We're just saying, will you look at what we have? Look at these supplements. I've never seen anything like them. So that's the next step. And then you set up the launch live with them. That's the last step. So like I said, I will copy and paste this, and I will put it in the comments of my post about this training. So you guys can all copy and paste that. Now, my Calendly link is in there. When you copy and paste and you put them in your notes, just put your upline's calendar link in there. If I'm your upline, obviously leave it. But feel free to do that. Any other questions about anything? There are no dumb questions. Please know that. You might have a question that other people have too, and they just don't want to ask yet. I will tell you guys that all of these things, that the reason that we have this system set up the way it is because we failed so much doing other things. And we just don't want you guys to waste time failing like we did. We joined this team and this company specifically because of these ATM methods, because it works so well. It's so powerful. Your follow-up for people that try the products once and never order again. So I'll hit that on the end. Yes, Lori, I'm going to have Aaron do that. Yeah, we'll get to the follow-up stuff at the end. Any other new associate questions? And then I'll stop recording, and then I can answer a couple other questions for sure. Sharita, hello, my beautiful friend.
Hello, Sarah. How are you?
I'm so good. How are you?
I'm good. So I just have a quick question because initially when I started, I thought for the music in the background, but I was pretty much just doing it for the product.
Mhm.
And then afterwards, I was like, oh, maybe I should, focus on the business part of it as well. So my question would be, I feel like the steps that you just went over, I'm a little slow to doing it because my initial intention wasn't the business. Would you
Yeah.
recommend that I start from step one, as if I was a new associate to, start doing all the things to really push the business part of it now?
Yeah, I absolutely would. I find that a lot of people, that's such a good question. So did you guys all hear her question? It was really good. Basically, she started off as a customer, didn't really think about the business, but now that's kind of what it's turning into. She's an associate. So yes, I'll tell you, Sharita, for most people, posting about the product is the most comfortable. that feels a little bit more comfortable to talk about the product first. Um, but absolutely, I would start posting about the business. And this is something I've really been working with a lot of my own associates about is like getting loud about the business. When I first got into this industry, I was very loud about the product and I grew very much about the with the product. But I didn't have good retention. I wasn't really building a team that was sticking. And so when you want to build depth in your organization, that's where you want to start really talking about the business because people need this, right? People desperately need this. How many people do you know that could use an extra $1,000 in their bank account in June? A lot of people. So yes, Shrita, absolutely. I would start talking about the business, but and then I would say start at square one with this. Let's start like you're a brand new associate. Let's do a welcome call. Let's get you live launched. Even if you already kind of did that, start from scratch. And even with your posting, and this goes for everybody, you can, I don't like the word relaunch, but you can pretend to start new at any time. You can get excited and act like it's your first day at any time. We talked about this on Mojo or on Rise and Thrive this morning about being so excited about what we have our hands on that excitement is going to draw people to you. People want to be around people who are excited. They will follow you straight into the river if you're excited enough. You guys have all seen Tina when she starts a live. She's like, "Hello, friends!" Right? She's out of 10. Everyone's like, "Hi!" Even if you're having a bad day, right? You're immediately a little more excited because she is. So think about that when you're posting too. That's a little off topic, Sharita. But yes, girl, I would say let's start from scratch. Let's do it all like we are brand spanking new. Let's go through the steps. Let's launch your business like an actual, like a business and start shifting your posting a little bit to talk more about the money. And I'm always happy to help. I know Nicole is phenomenal. And it's, but if you need me at all, let me know. I'm happy to help.
You're so sweet. Since you summoned me,
Oh,
I have a
you're here.
question.
I didn't even know you were here. Hi.
Girl, I've been here for a while.
Oh, good.
So thank you, first of all, for doing this. I definitely appreciate it. I am I'm taking away a few things, and this will be a follow-up for you and I after this in terms of some things you've
Sure.
covered. One question I have that I'm sure is probably burning in the hearts of lots of us listening. If you have a lot of people
Mm.
that signed up but haven't really started per se,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Is it valuable to just do kind of one mass reset? Like everybody for June, we're going all in at square one, welcome post and legacy makers, and following the steps that you just outlined. Do you think that there's value in doing it, like you said, as a group and creating some momentum that way?
Yeah. So I find that it's still more effective to do one-on-ones.
Okay.
But yes to getting them all plugged in. And why don't you and I chat about that a little bit? Like the number wise, because we had to do this with the Drapers too. And it was about 6 weeks where it was like I'm doing 6 to 8 hours a day. I love to do that because I know when you come in, and for those of you guys don't know, Nicole is an absolute force. And she just came in guns
Thank
blazing.
you.
She has got so many people. And so she's kind of in the stage where it's like, okay, we came in and blew it up. We have to like, oh, okay, where do we get people plugged in the right way now? And that's
Mm.
a great problem to have. So let's chat about that and see, like, let's look at the numbers and maybe even just asking. We could probably do both. We could do probably a
Okay.
mix, some individual ones, the ones you're like, I really want us one-on-one with this one, and then maybe some group ones for those that we just can't quite collect. Um,
Okay.
yes. And there's
Okay.
nothing wrong
Thank
with
you.
that. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you for mentioning that.
Yeah. Yeah, guys, honestly, yeah, she's amazing. Follow her, watch her. She's amazing. Um, I just love her. But yeah, so that can be a common thing too when you hit some moments of momentum where you're bringing in a bunch of people. It is hard to keep track and get them all through the system. And sometimes stuff gets missed, and that's totally normal. Um, no big deal with that at all. We can always play catch up. And again, there's never a bad time to relaunch or to get really officially started. Just know that you're not behind. Nothing bad's happened. We can still catch up. Um, Even some people are like, oh, dang, I'm past my 30 days for my run to Jade. That's okay. We got accelerator. That's okay. We've got some more cool stuff coming that I can't tell you. But we can launch at any time. So yeah, and we'll chat about that, Nicole. We'll make sure everybody gets in for sure. June, I am home and I am in to do all of those things, which it's my favorite. I love doing welcome calls and launch lives. They're my favorite. So, um, okay, any other questions from anybody? And keep in mind, guys, I can do one of these at any time. I hope. Yes, I have secrets. Chanel, I love her. I love all you guys. I didn't even look to see who was in here. Look at all my favorite people on this Zoom. Okay. I am keeping secrets. I can't tell you. Just stay close to the fire, girl. Um, okay, so I think that was really it, guys. That was really the crux of it. And also, please know that if you're feeling like, because this really came about, I had started thinking about it. I was like, this is something I want to do. I feel like there's a missing link here where this does not get translated all the time. And um, so I want to be doing these every so often so everybody has a chance to kind of get the steps in. But then I was talking to Lori Sanford yesterday, and she expressed like the need for something like this. And so please let me know, guys, or Tina, if you're like, we feel like there's a need for this particular training, or I feel like this is getting missed, or I would love to know more about this. Will you just tell us? Because sometimes we don't think about the specific things. We try to be really aware of making sure that the steps are followed and that everybody is kind of like not being left behind. But sometimes stuff gets missed. So I know, Allison, this red is in your format, isn't it? So like I said, I will post these 6 steps. It's actually 5 steps. The 6th step, I have our board separate because oftentimes I will have people that struggle with boards. And here's one more quick tip. If you have people that struggle with getting their boards working, everything that's in the boards is also on our team website. Okay, and so when you go through the getting started post, they're going to see the team website. So the boards app, so Sheila, message me after this. The boards app is a free app. And it's here, I'll show you what it looks like. Maybe. Here we go. So it looks like, don't mind my emails, okay? It looks like this. Okay, it's white with a little black background. I know that's blurry, but it's free. You're going to download that first, and then in the getting started post, there is a link, and it immediately uploads our team's board into that board. And that's where you're going to get all the information. So, here's some things in the boards app. I don't know if you guys can see this. I'm sorry. You know what? I wonder if I could share my phone. Let me see if I can share this really just briefly. I would normally not do this, but so once you upload the boards app, there's another little mini starting post, just not a post, but just some steps in case it gets missed. The 30 days of social media, some prospecting scripts. There's one that says Rhonda's scripts. If you have friends in the industry, if you have friends that are doing network marketing, her scripts are phenomenal. Rhonda has built a diamond team doing nothing more than cold messaging people in the industry. It's brave. I'm not doing that. She had 26 years in. So, but if you have friends in the industry, adjust a little bit of her scripts because they absolutely work. And then there's the 14-minute business presentation. We'll talk more about that when we do our follow-up training on what to send to people to your prospects, how to follow up, what do you want to be sending. We'll do that training. If not tomorrow, tomorrow's crazy with my son's last day of school. We got a bunch of stuff going on. It might be Saturday. I know that's month end, but we might do it Saturday. Enrollment bundles. There's just tons of stuff in there, okay? So yeah, hopefully that answers your question, Sheila. And so just go check out that getting started post again and click on the board and it'll upload it and then you can check that out. If you have trouble, just message me or your upline. See, looking for the boards app. Is it just the word boards because I can't find it? Yeah, it's a white app with the black word boards on it. Or it's like a white box with boards in black lettering. It should be in your app store and it's free. And then the Telegram is the other app that you want. Hope that this was helpful. I hope that this kind of made you feel like you had a little bit more control about what to do when you are onboarding new people. And please let me know, guys, again, at any time, if you have questions, hop in my inbox. I might not get back to you right away, but I will get back to you. Lori, was there anything else you wanted me to highlight? Because I know that this was one thing that you were really, really excited about getting out there. Was there anything else missed that you wanted me to highlight? That was my steps.
Sarah, I think the only thing is maybe, well, and you said you were doing a follow-up thing.
Yep. Yep. We'll do a training on follow-up.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. Yep. Because like if you're contacting them every day, what are we just kind of going, hey, how are you?
Yeah. No, we'll go over that.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of different tips for that. And we'll talk even on how to pivot the conversation. I'm going to get Erin Hedges to help me with that. And then maybe Alicia, we'll see. We'll have a couple of us doing that, that do good follow-up. Follow-up is key. When they say the fortunes in the follow-up, guys, that's legit. That's legit. So, okay. Anything else? Otherwise, we'll hop off. So you guys can get on with your evening. I will please show what the boards app looks like again. Okay. It looks like this right here. But you might have to restart your phone if for some reason you don't see it. But it's in everybody's app. Okay, guys. Well, I really appreciate you hopping on with me. I really hope this was helpful. Yes, we will be doing the follow-up training. I'm going to work on that tonight while I'm at my son's lacrosse. If you guys have any questions, please. Thanks, Allison. You have a great day. If you guys have questions, please reach out. Also, this is not part of it, but Jill Wally is on here. Guys, she is another one of our brand new Australian associates who just double ranked in 15 days. And I'm so proud of her. They are trailblazing over there, which is really fun. So congratulate her. But I'm really proud of all of you guys. I'll tell you right now, showing up to stuff like this shows initiative that not everybody has. And so I'm really proud of you guys. You already are showing up like leaders by just wanting to know the steps on what to do with your new people. That creates duplication. That's what's going to push the needle forward and grow your teams. Is following the steps, staying plugged into the system, stay close to the fire, and know that you're not here by accident. We're going to build some big businesses. We're super excited you're here. So, all right, guys, I'm going to hop off. I will get this training uploaded. First thing, I will get those steps put into the comment section. If you need help with anything, reach out. But I hope you guys have a great night. Thanks for hanging out, and I will talk to you guys soon.